Continuing on the using the quadratic formula, a is -2, b is -4, c is 3. I'm going to be filling it in. I'm going to say the opposite of b, so that's 4 plus or minus the square root, -4 squared minus a, 4a and c, all over 2 times -2. So then I'm going to have this 4 plus or minus the square root of 16. -4 times -2 is 8. Times 3 is 24. All over -4. This becomes 4 plus or minus the square root of 40 over -4. And this breaks out to 4 plus the square root of 40 over -4 and 4 minus the square root of 40 over -4. And when you put those in your calculator, you get -2.6 and 0.6. So actually what you're doing is you're making two problems. The plus or minus says at the end you're going to plus 1 and at the end you're going to minus 1, but we keep them together until this point and then we split them. Next one, a is 2, b is 3, c is -2. I have opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times 2 all over 2a. Now notice I say minus 4ac, but when I multiply that as a negative. So I have -3 plus or minus 9, -4 times -2 is 8 times 2 is 16, all over 4. So that is -3 plus or minus the square root of 25 over 4. So that becomes -3 plus 5 over 4 and -3 minus 5 over 4. That's 1/2. And that's -2. Now I took the square root of 25. Perfect squares, you do that. When they're not perfect squares like square root of 40, you're going to end up with decimals. Okay, they're set equal to 0. A is 6, b is -3, c is 7. Opposite of -3 is +3 plus or minus the square root of -3 squared minus 4 times, trying to do that already in my head, 4 times 6 times 7 over 2 times 6, 3 plus or minus the square root of 9. I'm doing 24 times 7. That's 168. 168 all over 2 times, I can do the 12. Sorry. I can do the 12. And 3 plus or minus the square root of -159 times 12. When I put the negative square root of 159 in the calculator, it will tell me error, because at your academic progress, this does not compute. It doesn't compute until pre-calculus. So once you have this will hint and tell you no solution. Okay? So once you have a negative square root, you will automatically say, my calculator doesn't like me, and you will write no solution for the problem. So here is also another way to do that and to identify it, because remember, you're going to multiply 4AC. Notice that's 42 times 4 off the bat, yes? And when I square that, that's 9. And I'm going to go 9 minus 4 times 42. It's going to be a negative. So one of the ways you can do the solutions, know if there's a solution, is you can do that. So if I did this, going back to here, that's negative 4 times 4, but it's a minus. And that's 16 and 9, which is 25. So you can check that real quick. See, this is a positive and a positive, and you're going to be subtracting the whole thing because of that. This is, this works. So make sure that if you ever get a negative square root, 1, go back and check your work, but 2, negative square roots at your junction in academics is going to be the answer, no solution.